Good morning guys, today is the 17th of February. This is Naeem Aslam, Chief Market Analyst at AvaTrade. In our today's segment, we're going to look at how the markets reacted on Friday over in the US and how the momentum was picked up over in Asia and what to expect over in Europe from these markets. But first of all, liquidity is going to be a concern for markets because the biggest stock market in the world, the US, is closed for its national holiday. So that means do not expect bigger volume. So small trades can really bring bigger moves in the market because of the no liquidity. And at the same time, we wouldn't really expect bigger bets to come into the market as well, because investors wanted to see where institutions are placing money, meaning they wanted to see the US markets coming back, and then they wanted to see which way that market is going to really take, because we saw another record high on Friday for some of the US indices, and while the rest of them like Nasdaq and Dow Jones didn't see that much of a huge move. Sorry, the S&P didn't see that much of a move, but the Dow Jones really recorded another record high on Friday. But as the markets started trading over in Asia, the index which catch my attention was the CSI Chinese 350 index. It not only recovered all the losses that we've seen in the previous sessions, and by that I mean that the last few weeks since the outbreak of the Chinese coronavirus. In fact, the index has recovered and it moved above that gap. So what does that mean? It really tells me a very compelling story that investors are feeling very much comfortable with the actions that the People's Bank of China has taken to restore confidence, especially the interest rate cut, the recent interest rate cut, especially the halving of the tariffs on the US imports. And speculators do believe that the People's Bank of China, along with its fiscal policy from the country, are going to reduce taxes and also going to introduce several other initiatives which we mentioned in our daily fundamental notes. So please do go and check out some of those bits that we've explained them there. But I think for today, the important element is that the CSI index is showing enormous amount of confidence in the market, and that is just because speculators believe that the People's Bank of China is behind the current move, and they're going to continue to support the markets. I think this particular initiative is very, very strong. It sends a very strong signal to the market. Over in Europe, as I said, US is closed. In terms of economic docket, we do not have much of the data coming out. So I went and I started to look at the Forex market, and something which really stands out for me was the extensive sell-off move in the euro dollar. Remember, we talked about this several times in some of our videos last week as well, that how that extensive move is on the daily time frame. So I said, okay, why don't I just look at some of the premium information, such as the CFDs data, and then see where the speculators are positioning themselves, right? Because that is the most important thing if you wanted to trade Forex. So what I found was that when it comes to the dollar index, the leverage funds, which really represents those speculators because they wanted to take leverage, they wanted to trade big, what they are really trying to do, they're scaling back from their bullish bets, and that trend has been in place since the start of this year, but now they are at the lowest level since the start of this year. So while the dollar index itself, it continues to move to the upside, the leverage bets are still kind of on the tilted to the downside, and that is a still prominent move. Now, when we are speaking of the leverage bets, when we are speaking of the dollar index, then I cannot think that I shouldn't be bringing the gold price into this, because the shiny metal, I had an absolutely brilliant day on Friday, and now it is trading at 1582. So this brings the question, are we going to touch that 1600 mark this week? I do believe that is a strong possibility, especially that the FOMC meeting is due on Wednesday, and if the Fed shows some sort of a dovish stance with a reduction in the leverage bets on the dollar index, we could see a really that momentum shifting to the upside when it comes to the gold price. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do tune in next time, where we will unpack more nuggets for you. Thank you and have a good day.